We're going to talk a little bit later in the show about Donald Trump's Secretary of Defense nominee, Pete Hegseth, but there's so much going on with this guy that I do want to bring him up here. There is a report, Trump Defense Secretary nominee drunkenly chanted, "Kill all Muslims," before being kicked out of the veterans group that he led. Now, later in the show, we're going to talk about some of the more, I don't know what to call it, personal allegations against Hegseth, which involve claims that he drunkenly was singing on stage at strip clubs and making passes at coworkers and all of this sort of stuff. Stuff that's less like kind of directly material to the role that he would have. But as Secretary of Defense, if your view in any way is kill all Muslims, I don't know any serious person who would even joke about that. Never mind someone who should be in the position of running the military, if you can imagine. Okay, so the article says Donald Trump's controversial nominee for Secretary of Defense is under scrutiny after he chanted "Kill all Muslims" before getting kicked out of a veterans group for being too intoxicated, according to a report. Hegseth, former Fox News host and Army National Guard officer, has a history of leadership in veterans advocacy groups, including Concerned Veterans for America and Veterans for Freedom. During his tenure, Hegseth's behavior allegedly reached a tipping point when, according to a whistleblower report, he drunkenly chanted kill all Muslims" at a bar during an official trip to Ohio in 2015. Witnesses claim he also tried joining performers on stage at a strip club. We'll get to that later. Is Pete Hegseth qualified to be Secretary of Defense? No. Is Pete Hegseth's view as a total war hawk in line with the supposed philosophy of Donald Trump, which is no new wars, no war, no nothing? No. Is Pete Hegseth, from a personality standpoint, completely unqualified and the wrong choice for a position requiring tact and careful consideration and all of the other things required by Secretary of Defense? No, completely unqualified. Is dancing on stage drunkenly with strippers uniquely disqualifying? No, and I will deal with that later. But when you consider the various global conflicts and deployment theaters of the American military, should a guy who chanted "Kill all Muslims" be anywhere near the Department of Defense? The answer is obviously no. You wouldn't, if you were a serious military, you wouldn't even want "Kill all Muslims" guy deployed globally anywhere, whether it's a country where there are predominant Muslim populations or not. Secretary of Defense? We're going to make "Kill all Muslims" guy Secretary of Defense? It's hard to think of a more backwards selection. We have to ask, do they really care about this stuff? When they continue to try to push through Pete Hegseth, now Kash Patel, it's sort of like, why did Matt Gaetz have to turn down the nomination? They probably would have tried to push him through as well. So after the break, we're going to delve in more detail into the totality of the allegations against Hegseth, the sexual assault, the drunken singing with strippers, and all of it. A lot of it is not directly material to the role of Secretary of Defense. Being the sort of person, most people I know, it doesn't matter how much alcohol you give them, they're not going to chant "Kill all Muslims." It's sort of like I've said before, it doesn't matter what you give me, I'm not going to start yelling the N-word. It's just not in there as the sort of thing I would think or say. When you blame alcohol, if that's the explanation, but that's not really reflective of how he feels, who really believes that? I certainly don't. So let's take a break. After the break, we're going to take a broader look at these nominations and the potential path forward, and can they even really get themselves confirmed? Well, I wrote a book after a long journey and a ton of work. I am really thrilled with how it turned out, and I hope you'll read it. The book is called The Echo Machine, and in a nutshell, it looks at how American politics got so broken, who has already figured out solutions, and how we can try to fix it and stop the terror of Trump for the next 4 years, with Trump winning this election The Echo Machine couldn't be more relevant, not only a warning about how we got here, but also about what might be coming and how to prevent the worst outcomes. We've got to stay engaged. We need a plan, and that's what the book is about. There's a belief out there that unless you have corporate media behind you, you can't have a successful political book launch, that it's not possible. I think we can prove that wrong. Order The Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, anywhere that books, ebooks, and audiobooks are sold. You can also call any local bookstore and say, please order me The Echo Machine by David Pakman. Wherever you get the book, you'll get the free pre-order perks, including the signed book plate. Head to davidpakman.com/free book stuff after ordering.